They travel out to Arizona. It's a place they haven't won, I think I saw, since 2001, to take on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. The Cardinals are kind of the inverse of the Eagles. We talked about how the Eagles have not scored much in the second half. Well, the Cardinals don't score in the first half at all. They average 4 points per game in the first half, which is dead last in the NFL. Then they average 16 and a half points in the second half, which is second best in the NFL. So this is a team that gets off to slow starts. The Eagles get off to fast starts. Hopefully we see that continue on Sunday. Ryan Finneran, I'll start with you. What's something you're looking for in this game coming up Sunday?
Well, considering that Reese and I will be there in Arizona, I'm looking forward to nice weather. Going to a great away game. Mainly, one of the things that I'm looking for, and this is one of the guys that I think during our preseason roundtables, we kind of were hoping to see a lot of production. I mean, I know we're only 4 games in, but I'm looking for a big game from Dallas Goedert. I think that just any opportunity that he's gotten so far, except for the drop, I think, on Sunday he had a pretty big drop. But any other opportunity he's gotten, he's just shown his big body and that athleticism, and just that even with people in his way, you should move, because the guy is a monster. And once he's got a head of steam, there's not many people in this league that are going to stop him. And just the way he can dance around defenders, and it's incredible. So I'm really rooting for and hoping for Dallas Goedert to have his best game so far of this year. And I know this is, I don't want to jinx anything, but I just want to say that I hope that the Eagles can have another clean, healthy game. Just everybody kind of remaining healthy going into the Dallas and then going into the bye, so they can get some rest. So Dallas Goedert, healthy team by the end of the day.
Yeah, I put out a video today talking about Dallas Goedert and how the Eagles love to manufacture touches for him. I mean, they dialed up 3 screens, Dallas Goedert, against the Jags. So you can go check that out if you want to, but they love to put the ball in his hands. He's so good with the ball in his hands. Yeah, I would love to see him. Like you said, we've had the A.J. Brown game. We've had the Devonta Smith game. I'm all aboard the Dallas Goedert game train.
Let's go.
Woo-woo. All right, Ryan Reese, you're going to be at the game too. Tell us what we should be looking for.
I kind of want to piggyback off of what Finn just said. I'm thinking, I'm really hoping this is the Dallas Goedert game. I mean, again, you're going out there, you're playing against, his, former teammate in Zach Ertz, former Eagle great. I just think this is, given their defense as well, I think this could bode well for him to play around in the middle or to kind of do the screen game thing. As you said, they did that a few times the other day, and it seems to be working pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, considering I have PTSD of all of our old screen games. When we would throw the ball down the line to Todd Pinkston, and he would get -4 yards, and I never wanted to see a screen again. So I'm glad that it's actually working, and it's great that it's with the tight end. But I think honestly, what I also really want to see is I want to see Kyler Murray just look like crap. I think he has the ability to be a very good quarterback, but he's not very consistent. And I think given how our linebackers have been playing, given how much pressure we've been giving from the front 4, I think we're going to make his day absolutely miserable. And he's not going to be able to run out. We have speedy, quick linebackers that'll be able to chase him down. And I think we're going to be in his face all day long. And I really have come around from preseason to now. I think this could be a huge statement game for this team. That every time we play somebody, It's it was just the Lions, or well, the Vikings, it was prime time, or the Jaguars, they're still the Jaguars. Listen, everybody going into the season thought the Cardinals were going to be in the hunt for a playoff team, um, and they haven't looked up to par yet. And I'm sure they'll probably say something if we beat them. But honestly, I think we're going to smack the crap out of them. And I think this is going to be a statement win as we go to 5-0.
Hassan
All right,
Reddick with another strip sack.
How many sacks has Hassan Reddick had in this game? Like 12? This is ridiculous.
He's on. He's on.
He must be the one punting the ball.
You mentioned beating the Cardinals. I think the Lions are a better team than the Cardinals are. I think the Cardinals and Commanders are probably about on the same level. I'm not sold on the Cardinals. I think they've got a garbage head coach. Their defense is awful. Yeah. And honestly, their offense is awful too. The reason they start slow is because Kyler tries to run Cliff Kingsbury's offense and it doesn't work. And at halftime, the adjustment is, hey, Kyler, just bail us out. And he does. And so the Cardinals will go as far as Kyler Murray puts them on his back and carries them. And I just don't think the Eagles are going to let that beat them. I could be wrong. I just don't expect that. I think the Eagles are going to roll through the Cardinals. I'm not expecting this. Can we eliminate trap game from our vocabulary? I'm so tired of it. Oh, this could be a trap game. Every game could be a trap game. Let's quit talking about it. The Eagles should roll through the Cardinals. They're just not a good football team.
Wasn't the Lions a trap game?
Every game's a trap game.
Yeah, I've heard that so much this year, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of hearing that. And it's like, I'm hoping, I agree with you, Shane and Reese, that they just roll over them. And it's like, no more of this trap game talk. Eagles heavy favorites when they go into a game. Especially a game like this.
The Cardinals are 22nd in offensive DVOA, and they're 29th in defensive DVOA. Like, it's just not a good football team. It's just not. Dibes, you're shaking your head. Did I steal one of your stats?
Pretty much.
I'll stop talking and let you talk.
He just steals everything of mine and just claims it for himself. I'm used to it. No,
I planted spyware on your computer so I can get your notes.
Yeah, it's the question I have first and foremost is, will the real Arizona Cardinals offense stand up? Just like you guys cover the NFL way more closer than I do when it comes to like other teams. And like, I remember when this schedule was released, circling this game big time. And the question was, can Jalen Hurts keep up with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals offense? And just like echoing what everybody has said here, like they barely just beat the Panthers. They have a 29% first down rate. That's among the worst in the NFL. You gave the DVOA stats. This is a team that struggles coming out the gate. If they do that against the Eagles, this game could be ugly very, very fast. Kyler Murray is playing way too much hero ball. He's on pace at a record when it comes to passing attempts. And they're throwing the ball so much, yet they're so bad when it comes to first downs. So that's something I'm really interested in how Kyler Murray looks against Jonathan Gannon's defense. Truthfully, like, Gannon has made Carson Wentz and Trevor Lawrence look silly under pressure. I'm really excited to see how that continues here against Kyler Murray. The other kind of matchup I'm really interested in is A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith versus this Cardinals secondary. Is Devontae healthy? Has anyone heard where Devontae's at with his injury status?
All I heard is that I saw a tweet earlier today that they think that everyone that got injured in the game has a chance to go this week.
Okay. That's
all I've heard. So nobody's been ruled out.
Right.
And I mean, obviously, we'll get more detailed stuff tomorrow from the injury report. But hopefully the offensive linemen will be back. Hopefully, more than anything, hopefully the corners will be back, and Jake Elliott, of course. But and that's something to keep an eye on. There were coverage busts against the Jags. If you're rolling out there without those guys again, Marquise Brown can get behind a defense.
Yeah.
He struggles to catch the ball once he's behind the defense, but he can get behind a defense, and Kyler loves to throw the ball his way. So that's probably the biggest thing to watch. But like you said, if the Cardinals start slow and the Eagles start fast like they have, when the Cardinals are trying to rally is at the same time the Eagles will be trying to park the bus and run out the clock. Yeah. And that's something that they've shown they're so good at doing. So it really comes down to how this game starts for me. You hope, Arizona stays the way they've been in the first half, not clicking on all cylinders, and the Eagles can jump out to a quick lead and then salt this one away and not make it stressful for us.
And A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have a huge mismatch against this Cardinals secondary, which is not good. You look at them right now, they've given up the second most first downs and the third most passing touchdowns against the pass. They're bottom 10 when it comes to opponent completion percentage, and they have an average opponent quarterback rating of 103.9, which is seventh worst in the NFL. So Jalen Hurts could be feasting him and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in this one. I expect the Eagles to be pounding the rock. But this is the Cardinals. They should be able to put up a lot of points in this one.
Yeah, Mr. Wing chimes in on YouTube, says Jalen's last game at Arizona, he had 4 touchdowns and 300 yards. I do remember that. They lost that game because the defense didn't show up. But the last time they played, he went off. And if the weather dictated a run-heavy approach against Jacksonville, like you said, the advantageous matchup is in the passing game here. The Cardinals, I wouldn't say they have a good run defense, but they're closer to average as a run defense, whereas they are a bottom passing defense. So air it out and go jump on these guys early.
Yeah. Ryan Reese, when I say name me an old Arizona Cardinal, who's the first name that comes to your mind?
Aeneas Williams.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Wow. Okay, I'm going way older than you guys. Maybe
that's not too old. Larry Foote.
No, I'm thinking where my head is at is this is just random. Jake the Snake. Anybody remember?
Yeah, for sure.
Just completely carving up the Eagles. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah, of course.
There it is, Quinn. We did it.
Wait, never mind. I thought he played for the Broncos. Am I remembering that wrong?
He did for a little bit.
Okay, that's what I remember him as a Bronco.
Yeah.
No,
I hated that. I hated Jake the Snake so much.
I'm just glad that Larry Fitzgerald is not playing another game against the Eagles, because that man diced us up every time he played against the Eagles. Yeah. So I'm just glad that he's not on the field. I'm also glad DeAndre Hopkins isn't on the field. That's a nice bonus for the Eagles. But, as long as Larry Fitzgerald doesn't come out of retirement for one game, I think I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Can you let's play a game. How many defensive backs for the Arizona Cardinals can you name?
Like in their history of their team?
No, like on the team right now.
Ooh.
Because before I looked up the depth chart, I could only name one.
Byron Murphy Jr. That's the only one I got.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Hold on.
There you go. That tells you what you need to know about their defense.
That's what I said. You're stealing my stats again, Shane.
No, I got one.
That I could think of. Yeah, he's the one that I could think of.
Buda Baker.
Yeah.
And then when I looked it up, I saw Marco Wilson, and I remember watching stuff on Marco Wilson, but I did not.
Does Isaiah Simmons count, or is he listed more of a linebacker?
He's a linebacker.
Yeah, he's listed as a safety, but they really play him as a linebacker.
Yeah.
How is he doing? I haven't heard.
Outside of him, Simmons, J.J. Watt, if he's even healthy at this point, and Buda Baker. Yeah, I got no one on their defense, honestly.
Yeah.
They have a few guys.
Well, they drafted David Collins, right?
Zach Allen's pretty legit. Dennis Gardick is a pretty deep playmaker. They have one more. Marcus Golden, he had 11 sacks last year. So there are some guys, just guys that I don't really hear about.
Yeah.
Funny note on the Isaiah Simmons thing on the ESPN depth chart. He is listed as both a linebacker and a safety. He's on there twice.
Yeah, I was half right. I'll take it.
All right, so the Eagles win our Madden simulation here, 21-0. Hopefully indicative. The Madden simulations have the Eagles 3-1, whereas in real life they are 4-1. So I guess now they have them, or we're 4-0. Madden now has them 4-1 because they had them losing the Jaguars game last week.
That's right.
So before we get out of here, let's go score predictions because I know Dibes is going to yell at me if I don't do that. Ryan Finneran, start us off. What's your score prediction for this game?
I'm going to say that the Eagles defense continue to dominate in pressuring the quarterback, getting after Kyler Murray. I think it's going to be a rough day for the Cardinals offense, and I think the Eagles offense is going to continue to roll. I'm going to go 27-13 Birds.
All right, 27-13. Ryan Reese, what do you got?
I'm going to go 34-16.
All right, 34-16. Dives, what about you?
Yeah. This might be my first game where I think they win by 2 scores. Every other game I predict it's either 1 score or less. I think Jalen Hurts is going to put up some huge numbers in this one. AJ Brown is going to have a huge game in this one. I'm going to go Eagles 37, Cardinals 20 with some garbage points. I think the Eagles in a rout in this one.
All right, and I'm going to continue on that same train of thought, which now makes me nervous. Is this a trap game, guys? I got Eagles 38-10. I think they're going to roll over the Cardinals in this game. So I'm not impressed with the Cardinals at all so far this year, which obviously means that they're going to win. But anyways, we won't go there. All right, so before we get out of here, Quentin says Eagles 31, Cardinals 24. So he's got it a little bit closer than we do.